So hopefully now it works. Yeah. Okay, so the microphone is fixed. What I was talking about is Beyond Meat had a very large downside today after the financial results were not good. Trying to recover that loss, and for now trying to go long on Neo. Hopefully we will try to close this gap over here. Look at this gap over here. A very large gap actually from market open, because yes, market open in the red. Let's go to Nasdaq, and again you can see, look at this very big gap on market open, and hopefully we cover some of this up or at least come back. Actually, it's not important what happens on Nasdaq, because what we want to see is on the Neo stock itself, somewhere over here, at least in the middle. If you're able to reach that, that would be good. Take out this high over here at market open, that would help us recover some of the money. Now apart from this, if we talk about Tesla, very strong performance, trying to continue. Look at this again, market open towards the downside and trying to pick back up from here. However, we have to be careful that this was the trend line before, and market is trying to test this trend line and facing some rejection from here. So this is something to be careful of. Other than that, it is trying to keep up the momentum towards the upside, trying to regain 250, 255. So that is good. And let's take a look at Apple. If we zoom out, we are in the very crucial range of 170, 175. So look at all of these gaps over here. Very strong downtrend. Even though the financial results were not that bad, but still very strong downtrend. And on Apple, actually, if we talk about the 4-hour chart, is even more interesting, because the RSI has fallen so much after such a long time that it's crazy. So this peak in volume is here. Look at this, all this action here around 172, 173, which is corresponding with these tops over here. So maybe little bit drop happens and then continue upwards. Of course, we have to be careful of Thursday, because CPI data will be released on Thursday. If it is good for the market, this will bounce from here onwards, hopefully go back towards 185, 190. If not, then we are talking lower levels again, 170, 165. But that is the story for another day. Let's try to see what else is happening across the markets. Let's take a look at S&P 500. So S&P 500 has actually a very interesting thing that is happening. Look at this action over here. Price is trying to make a higher low, and the RSI is making a lower low. So bullish divergence has started to form on the S&P 500, so that is good. But we would like to hold this level. Let me put up a line here. This is a very important level, 4450. So this was the recent action area, and price is trying to come down to this point. Very important to hold this. Also, let's try to put up some fib levels here, and we can see that the 0.236 level is sitting at 4338. So in terms of the fib levels, this would be an important area. And look at this action recently over here. So have to be careful of these levels, but let's see what happens, how the market reacts. Now let's quickly take a glance at Neo, because the trade is live. Let's see what is it doing. Okay, still stuck there, nothing much changes. Let's take a look at gold, because a lot of drop had happened on gold recently. So this was the trend line that was forming, and then now trying to hold over here, and little bit struggle has started to happen. But if I zoom in, look at this point here, lower low on the price and higher low on the RSI. So some bullish divergence has started to form overall on gold. And in the short term, this is the 4-hour chart, this sort of action has started to develop, this sort of wedge has started to develop. So we have to be careful of this. We want to see a breakout towards the upside, retest, and then continue upwards to this volume area, which is around 1950, 1955. So this is what we want to see. But let's go back to Beyond Meat, and I will show you actually what happened over here. So yesterday we went long, hoping that the result will be good, but big upset on the results, and there is a huge drop from this point here to yeah, this whole area is around minus 20% right now. So very big drop. So on our challenge we have lost today, I think around 200 some dollars. So slowly we will recover that. There is no rush, because as soon as you started rushing your trades, that is when big trouble starts. But let's see the fib levels, what they tell us and where we are. So we are at the 786 level right now, testing this over here. The next 618, which is the gold zone, is 13.4. So let's see if we are able to go to that point or not, because we are also starting to get a double bottom over here, and RSI is going down. So some small bullish divergence trying to form, but the problem is this downward action is very strong towards the downside. Let's take a look at oil. Yeah, continuously getting rejected from 80, 82. This range over here, starting from, yeah, this is roughly $81, and this is going back to November 2022. Very strong resistance, and it is continuously rejecting from there. So again we are at the same point. So time to be careful, because you can see that the first retest is somewhere around the $73 mark for oil. So if there is a rejection here again, then yes, $73, $74 can happen. So be careful of this. The best area, or at least in the short term, what we have seen is around 67, 65, which is over here. This has been a very good area to go long. So let's hope that we see small correction in oil. Of course that will help the inflation also, because as you know, inflation has gone up a lot in the past few months. So yes, and let's quickly talk about crypto, talking about Bitcoin. This is the long-term trend line we have. Price was stuck in a bear flag before over here, got rejected, and again testing this range 29,500, 600 area, and let's see if we are able to hold or not. But in the short term we are seeing that 28, 600, 700 area is trying to give some support. Ideally, if I zoom out, I will show you. Yeah, there is a small peak in volume over here on the right side. You can see over here 28,000. So this is what we want to see the price go to, 27,500, 28,000. By that time we will reach over here. That would also give us some bullish divergence, and hopefully we see a bounce from there. Hopefully take out the highs and cross 32, 33,000. But still some time is there. We need to wait for these levels before we take any trade. Let's quickly glance back at NEO on the 15-minute chart. Let's see what it is trying to do. So yeah, it was stuck in this range for quite some time after market open, trying to go above. Once again we need to take out this high over here. This is what we want to see, and hopefully we might see that happen in the next few hours, next couple of hours. Let's talk about the dollar index. Very strong upward action on the dollar index. Let's quickly go to the 4-hour chart for the dollar index. So you can see a very strong uptrend has started to form. Let me just quickly draw a line over here so it becomes easier for us. So something of this sort is currently happening, and if you look over here, double top and then RSI was going down. So this is sort of a bearish pattern that is forming. Let's quickly check the fib levels and let's see what they tell us. So 236 level is from where it was trying to bounce. At least in the short term, I think if we continue the pump, we are looking somewhere around here. These are the last double tops that we had, and it is possible that we might pump towards this level. This is 103, 103.4. So yes, crucial time. Of course, as you know, if there's a pump in dollar index, that means other markets will go down. Now let's take a look at VIX, also bouncing from new lows of 13, 13 and a half, and now reaching this resistance, which is the 200 moving average. So yes, we are reaching a crucial point. Another very important metric is this one over here, number of stocks above the 50-day moving average. And like I mentioned last time, this is a very strong resistance area above 77, 75. This, look at all of this rejection. So this is happening again, and a very strong support area is around the 20-25 points area. So let's see what happens over here. Does it continue drop towards the downside, or we see a bounce from here? But overall, yes, this is the situation. Let's quickly go back to our neo stock. Yeah, facing resistance, not able to cross $14 straight away, getting very bearish candle over here. Inverse hammer candle forming, still like 20 seconds remaining for this candle to close. So this was a bullish candle, hammer, and straight away we get an inverse hammer. So a lot of indecision in the market, really stuck in this range. And then what we want to see is the closure of this gap, at least towards the half point, 14.3, 14.35. That would be great, but we have to wait and watch now. So let's see what happens. And once again, if you're trying to trade, please use proper risk management. Hopefully I will see you soon.